It's time for Morton in the Morning on WVBF, a weekly get-together with your friends at Morton Hospital. Coming to you every Wednesday at 11:05 a.m., Morton in the Morning brings you full access to the latest hospital news and health information. Stay in the know about important health and wellness topics, new doctors and services, and upcoming events. And get to know the team at your community hospital. And now, Morton in the Morning.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday and welcome to today's episode of Morton in the Morning. I'm your host, Julie, and we are broadcasting right here from Morton Hospital in Taunton. We come to you every Wednesday at 11:05 a.m. right here on WVBF, your hometown radio station. So it is hot outside. We hope everyone has been staying safe in this heat wave that we are experiencing right now. We are actually going to be sharing lots of great summer safety and summer heat safety tips on our Facebook page throughout the month of July in anticipation of more heat. So you'll want to follow our page for some great articles and tips on that topic. So we are excited to be coming to you with another new episode this week. As you know, Morton Hospital has been growing over the past few years, and that includes welcoming new doctors and specialists to our team. So today we are very happy to be sharing with you an interview with another one of our newest specialists, a surgeon who has joined our team here at Morton Hospital. So let's dive right in. So today we are very happy to be interviewing Dr. Adam Glasgow, who is a new surgeon who has joined our team from Norwood Hospital, and we're very happy to have him today. Dr. Glasgow, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so I want to have you start by telling us a little bit about yourself and your background.
Sure, happy to have a chance to do that. I'm the son of a surgeon. My dad, Arthur, practiced at Norwood Hospital for almost 40 years.
Wow.
I got my first job in healthcare as an orderly at Norwood Hospital, mopping the floors in the operating room, and then came back summers and winters while I was in college to be a nurse's aide on the floor and an orderly in the operating room. While I was in medical school and residency at Boston University, I used to moonlight at Norwood Hospital, which was fabulous. I got to come back and work with many of the same people that I had worked with when I was a nurse's aide and orderly. And then in 1999, I joined the Norwood Hospital staff full-time. My dad and several other surgeons in a large multi-specialty group. We did general and vascular and laparoscopic surgery. And then in 2005, my dad and I started the weight loss surgery program at Norwood Hospital. We initially did lap bands. We became very, very busy, one of the region's busiest lap band practices. When Arthur retired in 2011, I carried on. So for the last 10 years, I've been doing weight loss surgery on my own, but with a team. We always had a clinic with nurse practitioners and PAs, the nutritionist, the psychologist, really a multi-specialty group to provide the weight loss care. When Norwood closed because of the Great Flood, I guess we're calling it.
Yeah, devastating.
Yes. I was temporarily homeless from a healthcare perspective, but back in the fall accepted a very gracious offer to come down to Morton Hospital. It took a few months to get that set up, but since January, I've been on the steward team, and since May have been operating here, and it's really been terrific.
Excellent. Well, yes, so the Norwood, such an unfortunate situation, such devastating floods that impacted a huge team there, including yourself and all the staff there. And while it was terrible, we were so fortunate to be able to take on many of the Norwood employees and physicians, and we've been very happy to have everybody since then and be able to support our colleagues during such a difficult time. So you said you have joined us, starting back in the fall, but you've been operating here since January. Now, where are you actually seeing patients for consults or new appointments?
Yeah, great question. So I actually started doing the surgery in May. I became a Steward employee in January. Yes, I have a beautiful office in Norwood at 900 Washington Street in the Rama Plaza. It's a multi-specialty office. There are 2 primary care doctors there as well. For a time, we also had a neurologist. It's a really nice, open, airy space. I also have my medical assistant there and my administrative team. So I'm in the Norwood office Monday through Friday, typically 9 to 5. I do operate on Wednesdays at Morton, but that typically only takes a half day, so I'm often able to be back in the office in the afternoon seeing patients. And of course, while I have regularly scheduled office, I'm always available to my folks, and will see them really anytime they need to be seen.
Okay, great. Now, you mentioned you were in private practice for quite some time. How has it been to be part of a larger team and to be part of our team of surgeons here at Morton?
Oh, it's great. I've found the team here at Morton to be incredibly welcoming. All the folks I've met are quite friendly and excited to have me here and to be doing weight loss. The hospital, as most of your listeners probably know, just recently received their accreditation as a weight loss surgery center. That's no small achievement. I went through that process at least 3 or 4 times at Norwood. It's a lot of hard work. It's a real team effort, and kudos to the group here at Morton to get that done. It's very impressive, and it should give the community a great deal of confidence when they come here for surgery, knowing that we meet the absolute highest standards of care.
Absolutely. We were very excited to earn that achievement. A lot of work put in by many, many people. So how did you initially get into the field of bariatric weight loss surgery?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. Dad and I and our other colleagues had been doing a lot of laparoscopic surgery. In fact, even before I joined the group, they had been at the forefront of offering advanced laparoscopy in the community with hernia repair, and appendectomy, Nissen fundoplication. But we weren't offering weight loss, and a fair number of our patients who we had treated were asking why we didn't, and were lamenting the fact that they had to go elsewhere for their bariatric care when they were getting all of their general surgery care locally. So my dad actually led the charge on it, went to the courses, started the network, figure out what we would need to do to offer bariatrics. I got interested, and the 2 of us went to the Norwood Hospital administration. This was back in 2003, who were very receptive to add bariatrics as a service line, incredibly supportive. It was a long process because we had to convince the hospital leadership and the board that this was something that we could do safely and well. Once we got there okay, we started the surgical program in 2005, and it really took off quite rapidly. There was a lot of pent-up demand for weight loss surgery. Folks may or may not realize it, but 1 in 3 adult Americans is overweight. Yeah. 1 in 10 is heavy enough that they are what we call morbidly obese and a candidate for weight loss surgery. So 10% of the adult population that would benefit from weight loss surgery is a big number.
It sure is. And I know even here in the Taunton area, we do have a high incidence rate of obesity. So there is definitely a need for programs like these many places in Massachusetts. So you've been doing this for a long time. How many surgeries would you say you've done? Hundreds, thousands. Tens of thousands?
Yeah. Not tens of thousands. I've done well over
probably close.
Well over 2,000 weight loss operations. Wow. The last several hundred, over 700 of them, have been sleeve gastrectomy, which is an exciting development in weight loss surgery. The other operations were almost all what's called the lap band, or laparoscopic adjustable gastric band.
Okay. Well, I do want to chat with you more in depth about each of these surgeries, how they work, who is a candidate. But before we do that, we do have to take our first commercial break of today. So I hope you'll stay with us because I have many more questions for you. And if you're just joining us, we are chatting with Dr. Adam Glasgow, who is the new bariatric weight loss surgeon, not new to Massachusetts. He has been practicing up in Norwood for many years, but has just recently started performing surgeries with us here at Morton Hospital, and we are happy to have him, and we are talking about bariatric weight loss surgery options. So when we return, we'll be back with more with Dr. Glasgow. So stay right with us. We'll be back after this short message.
We'll be be back with more of Morton in the Morning in just a few moments here at WVBF.
When choosing where to go for your health care, quality and safety matters. That's why Morton Hospital is one of the safest choices for you and your loved ones. Morton Hospital was recently awarded an A grade for achieving the highest national standards in patient safety from the Leapfrog Group's Fall 2020 Hospital Safety Grades, recognizing our commitment to protecting our patients from harm and providing safer health care. Learn more at mortonhospital.org.
And now back to Morton in the Morning here at WVBF, Hometown Talk Radio.
Good morning and welcome back to today's episode of Morton in the Morning. We have a great show lined up for you today as we are interviewing one of our news specialists. Before we get back into our interview, I just want to remind everyone how you can contact us here at Morton in the Morning. We'd love to hear from our listeners. If you have any feedback or questions or any suggestions for future shows, we'd be happy to hear from you. Our email address is mortoninthemorning@steward.org. That's MORTON in the morning at STEWARD.org. So for today's show, we are sitting here with Dr. Adam Glasgow, who is a bariatric weight loss surgeon who has been with the Norwood Hospital community for many, many years, but just recently, back in January, joined Steward Medical Group and has also joined our team here at Morton Hospital and has been performing surgeries here at Morton in the Taunton community for the past couple of months. So we've been talking to Dr. Glasgow a bit about his background, and we were beginning to talk a little bit about the different types of weight loss surgery, which included the lap band and also the sleeve gastrectomy, also known as the gastric sleeve. You're saying the sleeve is somewhat newer. You know, what area do you specialize in, or which do you perform most often?
So sleeve is far and away the operation I perform most frequently, and that parallels the national and even international experience. I think most of the literature would support that 60 to 70% of all weight loss surgery is sleeve. The remainder is primarily bypass and revisional surgery. While lap band was initially very popular in the decade 2005 to probably 2012-13, it has declined in popularity while sleeve has really increased, primarily because it works. It's an easy operation for surgeons to do. It's an easy operation for patients to understand. So my expertise is unquestionably in sleeve gastrectomy, but also in lap band, again, which I've done 1,500 of those surgeries, and I continue to care for my lap band patients. One of the nice things about bariatric surgery, about weight loss surgery, is that you maintain a lifelong relationship with the patient. If you fix a hernia or you take out a gallbladder, patients appreciate your effort and they come back once or twice for follow-up and thank you, but nobody ever gives you a hug and with tears in their eyes says, "You changed my life, doctor." With weight loss surgery, it happens almost daily.
Sure.
And then you see the patients forever after, because a weight problem is not solved simply with an operation. That's the beginning of the journey. The weight loss surgery is really just a tool. Patients need to use it every meal, every day, for a lifetime to maintain that success. It's not enough to help someone lose 100 pounds if 6 months later they've gained it back. You haven't done your job. So I really enjoy that aspect of weight loss surgery, where I get to know patients and work with them for the long term. I've operated on women in particular whose main goal was losing weight so they could be healthy enough to have a child, to get pregnant. And that's one of the great joys, is when someone comes in a year or two after their surgery with their new baby, and then years later I see these kids grow up. Some of them have now gone on to high school and college in the time that I've been caring for their mom. I've cared for families. It's not uncommon to see obesity run in a family. I think my record is 8 members of the same family, the parents, mother and father, aunts and uncles, some of the kids, some of the in-law kids. really very gratifying to be involved in that intense way with patients.
That's amazing. It sounds like you've helped many, many people, and that must be very rewarding. So talking about your relationship with your patients, how would you describe your overall care philosophy?
Family. My patients actually came up with the sort of tongue-in-cheek joke that they're part of the Addams family after that 70s TV show, but they call themselves part of the Addams family, and I really do model my efforts after family. I want to take care of people the way I'd want my family cared for, and I want to take care of them the way I would if they were my brother, my sister, my mother, my father. And I want them to think of themselves as part of a bigger group. My patients maintain their own support group online. It's hosted by Facebook. It has over 600 members.
Wow, that's amazing.
Where they all support one another and promote a safe community where people can talk about their fears and their struggles and get the help of people who are going through a similar process. I also run a monthly support group online. We used to have it in the office in person, but COVID changed that, and we've been able to transition online. I think the patients really benefit from it. It's actually nice because there were people who couldn't go to our support groups when they were in person. They either didn't drive at night or it was too far to travel or too inconvenient. But having it online on the first Wednesday of every month, as we do, has really enabled a new group of folks to take advantage of it. I have someone who joins us monthly from Portland, Oregon.
Wow.
Longtime patient of mine who moved out there. We have someone who joins us from Maryland, someone who occasionally comes in from Florida. So it's really nice to see the engagement.
That's incredible, very incredible. So let's talk a little bit more about the surgery. So how does the sleeve, the gastric sleeve, actually work?
The sleeve, so called because when we're done, all surgeons done operating on the stomach, resembles a sleeve in that it's a long, narrow tube from the end of your esophagus, which is the organ that brings food from the mouth to the stomach, then through a much narrower stomach after we've removed about 80% down to the small intestine. So it's what's called a restrictive procedure in that it reduces the capacity of the stomach. When an individual makes a healthy choice, fruits, vegetables, proteins, it sits in the new smaller stomach, the sleeve, and gives folks a sense of physical satisfaction. So hopefully they will feel less inclined to eat, and of course when you eat less, you lose weight. The sleeve is for quantity control, not quality control. It's not going to influence the choices an individual makes. If you eat cakes and candies and cookies and drink fruit juice and alcohol and soda and have pizza and pasta and potatoes and rice and bread and chips and snacks, you will not lose any weight. The surgery is there to help reduce the quantities of healthy foods, but ice cream will melt and go right through your sleeve. And in the wintertime, clam chowder will slide right through your sleeve. And of course, with it, all the calories, you don't lose weight. So one of the big challenges is to educate people about what they're going to need to do afterwards and to support them as they use a sleeve or a bypass or a band as a tool for lifelong weight loss and weight maintenance.
Okay. Now, so the sleeve doesn't necessarily involve removing part of the stomach, it's just closing it off in a way?
No, we do remove it. We
okay.
actually remove 80% of the stomach. After folks have a sleeve gastrectomy, they will have a much smaller stomach, and it's important for them to understand that they will have that small stomach forever after, because the piece that I remove, just like your appendix, just like your tonsils, leaves your body never to return.
Okay, so let's talk about who would be a good candidate for any type of weight loss surgery. There must be some criteria that patients must meet.
There absolutely are. Some are universal in that all weight loss surgery programs follow them and all insurers adhere to them. The first thing folks need to know is that they need a BMI, body mass index, of 40 or greater. If their BMI is between 35 and 40, but they have what are called comorbidities, illnesses known to be directly related to being overweight, diabetes, high blood pressure, and sleep apnea are the most common, they're also a candidate for surgery. The thinking there is that you're not quite as heavy, but you're already manifesting these illnesses and issues that we know negatively impact your health. The next thing to find out is whether you actually have insurance coverage for weight loss surgery. As surprising as it may be, there are still insurance programs in 2021 that do not offer coverage for bariatric surgery. For those of us in the business and folks who are overweight, it's a really maddening thought that an insurance company could offer a plan that didn't cover weight loss care, but sadly they do. So if a patient checks their BMI and it's 40 or greater or 35 or greater with a comorbidity, the next thing they want to do is contact their insurer to make sure that in fact they have a benefit, and of course to make sure that Steward Healthcare is in their network and that they can receive care from me, my colleagues, and one of our hospitals. Patients should have a history of prior weight loss success.
Okay.
If you've dieted, Atkins, Weight Watchers, South Beach, Paleo, Keto, and you haven't lost, you are unlikely to magically lose with weight loss surgery. Weight loss surgery is just another tool to help you achieve that same goal of eating less. In my experience, the folks who are most successful are those who have had prior weight loss success, even if it's 10, 15, or 20 pounds with Weight Watchers or Atkins or simply counting calories and exercising. Those are the folks who, when we add the tool band, bypass sleeve, are often very successful in the long term.
Okay. Now, earlier you sort of described this as a journey. So people don't just call, and if they're qualified, they get the surgery the next day. So let's talk about the steps that are involved. So what happens first?
Excellent. Most folks will spend 6 months or a year researching weight loss surgery, talking to friends, their primary care physician, doing their online research before actually ever contacting a weight loss surgeon. My process begins with an initial consultation with me. I think it's very important that I meet an individual who's interested in weight loss surgery and explain the process and answer any questions and find out if in fact we can work together, because as I alluded to, we're likely going to spend a lifetime working together. If after that visit we both agree that this is something they will benefit from and that we can work together, then folks will see a nutritionist, they'll see a mental health professional, they'll have something called an endoscopy, they'll meet with their primary care physician, they'll have some routine lab work. If they need the care of a cardiologist or a pulmonologist or endocrinologist, some people need all three, we'll get that done. All insurance plans require a period of preoperative supervised weight loss. The minimum is 3 months, the maximum in this area is 6 months, but there are some national insurers that require even a year of supervised preoperative weight loss. So you're absolutely right. You can't come to my office on a Monday and have weight loss surgery on a Wednesday. But I think that's okay. I bristle at the year requirement, but I think 3 to 6 months is a reasonable period of time for folks to reflect on the decision that they're making, to start to practice healthy eating behavior, to get the assessments done. The need to see nutrition and mental health and have the endoscopy and primary care and the subspecialists typically take people 3 months anyway.
Okay.
So I don't find that it's an unnecessary delay.
And why is the visit with the mental health specialist such a key component?
It's important because we all have struggles, and sometimes those struggles impact our efforts at weight loss. And sometimes our struggles with weight impact our emotional well-being. So it's a good idea to get the input of the mental health professional, sometimes simply to point those things out to an individual, but also sometimes to provide ongoing assistance during the process. It's not uncommon for my patients to engage with the mental health professional on a consistent basis after weight loss surgery. Sometimes just 1 or 2 sessions preoperatively helps them focus their attention on areas of challenge, and they're able to then deal with it on their own. But it's certainly helpful, and folks shouldn't look at it as a pass-fail assessment or something scary. The mental health professional is there to be helpful. Everybody on the team wants folks to be successful, want folks to be healthy and happy. So it's certainly not something to be feared.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. It's really for additional support. So, Dr. Glasgow, we are getting to the halfway point in today's show, which means it is time for us to take another break. But please stay with us because I have more questions for you and a lot more information to cover with you with regard to weight loss surgery options right here at Morton Hospital, how candidates can prepare, and what the recovery looks like. So, stay with us. We'll be right back after this short break and come back with more with Dr. Glasgow.
We'll be back with more of Morton in the Morning in just a few moments here at WVBF.
Need a primary care provider? Morton Hospital and Steward Medical Group have recently opened 2 new primary care offices. SMG Primary Care at Paramount, located on Paramount Drive in Rainham off of Route 44, includes Dr. Nawar Najjar, Dr. Brett Stecker, Dr. Raquel Volney, and Dr. Ronald Volney. Specializing in internal and family medicine, they are now accepting new patients. To schedule an appointment, call 508-738-6740. And SMG Primary Care at Northwoods is now open and accepting new patients at Northwoods Medical Center on Bay Street with a full team of primary care doctors and mid-level providers and on-site access to a variety of specialists. To book an appointment, call 508-822-2266.
And now back to Morton in the Morning here at WVBF, Hometown Talk Radio.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the second half of today's Morton in the Morning show. As you know, we love to introduce our new doctors and specialists to our community to make sure you're aware of these services and resources available to you. And today we are speaking with one of our newest surgeons. He's a bariatric weight loss surgeon who has joined us from the Norwood Hospital area. His name is Dr. Adam Glasgow. And before the break, we were talking about the different types of weight loss surgery, the gastric sleeve being the most popular surgery right now and the one that works the best on most candidates. And we were talking a bit about who makes a good candidate and what patients have to do to prepare for the weight loss surgery, including various tests or appointments with specialists that they may need to complete before they're actually ready for the surgery. So you had mentioned that many candidates should have a history of weight loss or attempted weight loss. Now, as they're going through this journey, do they have to show weight loss across the course of the months leading up to surgery?
Very few of my patients will have to lose, but what they absolutely can't do is gain.
Okay.
If you gain weight in a supervised weight loss program, it's very unlikely that you're subsequently going to be successful with surgery. In fact, if you gain, we won't do it. You need to take a pause, figure out what's working, what's not working, and adjust it. We need to see stability or loss prior to surgery. Now, there are some folks who will need to lose because my program at Norwood and the program at Morton do have some weight limits. The absolute weight limit is 500 pounds. That's the limit of what our equipment can safely handle. And we do also have BMI limits. It's 55 for women and 50 for men. So while I and my colleagues in the Steward system are happy to see folks who are heavier than that, we will need them to lose preoperatively so that they meet our program requirements. And again, to reiterate, it's BMI of 55 for women, 50 for men, and an absolute weight of 500 pounds. I'm happy to say that I've had a fair number of folks who have exceeded that, but who preoperatively were successful in losing to meet our requirements, and then have gone on to be very successful after their surgery.
Okay. Now, once the patient is actually ready for surgery, it's the day of surgery, how long does the surgery usually take? How long are they in the hospital? What does the recovery look like?
Yeah, lots of good questions there. So my actual operative time from my first incision to my last stitch is often around a half hour to 40 minutes.
Wow, much faster than one would think.
Well, I don't want anyone to think we're rushing, but I do think that speed and efficiency are often a loose surrogate for quality. Clearly, if you do the operation in 15 minutes, you're probably going too fast. If it takes you 3 hours, maybe you need to go back and think about what you're doing. but having done over 700 sleeves, 30 minutes is about our average operative time. My folks are in the hospital for 2 nights, so I do all my surgery at Morton on Wednesdays, and the overwhelming majority of my patients will go home on Friday morning. I recommend 2 weeks out of work, and the overwhelming majority of my patients will meet that goal. About 5% will take a little longer to return, and about 5% will go back a little faster. During the 2 weeks of recuperation at home, I certainly want you to get up, get moving, walk around. You're not bed or house confined, but I don't want you to do any heavy lifting. I don't want folks to go to the gym. I don't want them struggling with an 8 or 10-hour workday. It's really time to rest and recover. This is a big operation. It's a big adjustment, and they need to allot the appropriate time for that to happen.
Okay, and afterwards, are you checking in with them? Do they have follow-up appointments?
Absolutely. Follow-up is very intense. I talk to every person the day after they're discharged to make sure they're okay at home. Anytime, of course, that they need or want to be in touch. And then I see folks at 2 weeks, which is when they transition from their liquid to soft diet. See them at 4 weeks, which is when they transition from their soft to regular diet. See them again at 6 weeks to make sure that they're doing well with their solid diet. Then I'll typically see them at 12 weeks or 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and then annually. So follow-up is intense. It's scheduled. It's expected. And then again, any time that someone feels that they're struggling, they're strongly encouraged, implored even, to be in touch with me or the nutritionist, the psychologist, to get the help that they need.
Okay. So you've just recently started doing surgeries here at Morton. What's your experience been like with our staff up on the day surgery unit?
Oh, it's fabulous. It's fabulous because it's a wonderful team, both those that were already at Morton and many of my colleagues from Norwood came down here. So the last day that I operated a week ago, I did 3 sleeve gastrectomies, and I did them with a team that was all Norwood transplants.
Nice.
My scrub tech, my nurse anesthetist were all people that I'd worked with previously.
That's great, and I know that the team has really integrated so well with our team, and we've loved having them. I know that our Morton team was very happy to welcome their colleagues from Norwood. So
well, to continue that family theme, we are all the Stewart family.
Absolutely.
So it didn't come as a huge surprise to me. In fact, it didn't come as any surprise to me that I would come to Morton and receive a warm welcome, and that people, whether they were previously at Norwood or lifetime Morton folks, would prioritize patient care, be compassionate, be professional. So it's been no surprise. It's been a very smooth transition, and I'm very excited to be able to be at Morton and continue to offer this vital service to the community.
Absolutely. We have a great team out there. So in closing, is there anything else that you'd like this community to know about weight loss surgery in general, or about the services that are offered through these Stewart Centers for Weight Control?
Sure. Folks should know that though 10% of all adult Americans are candidates for weight loss surgery, only 1% of all eligible people actually ever have this really life-changing and life-saving surgery. So I would encourage folks to get in touch. It's a no-pressure proposition. It's not a sales job. Reach out. I, Dr. McHugh, Dr. Bodner are very happy to talk to folks, explain the procedure and the process, and be helpful any way that we can. Obesity is a huge challenge, but it's not something you have to deal with alone. There are people who are really committed to helping you lose weight, be healthier, be happier. Just reach out, and we're here for you.
Okay, great. Well, I lied. I have one more question. What is it, do you think, that deters people from reaching out and learning more about weight loss surgery?
Well, sadly, I think there's a lot of social stigmatization about obesity, even though within the last few years it was reclassified by the AMA as a disease. People tend to think of it as a lifestyle choice, a lack of willpower or commitment or intellect. It is not. Most of us, but for the grace of God, would be obese. The folks who, we all actually have our food issues, but some of us, it just manifests differently. Obesity is not a choice. Obesity is an illness. There are well-defined treatment plans for it, and we need to end the discrimination against folks who are overweight and obese. They don't want to be that way. They work hard not to be. They just need help. So I think the reason that folks don't come in is fear, certainly, and stigmatization, and also lack of information. Folks can't possibly be expected to know all there is about weight loss surgery, how safe it is, how it's done laparoscopically, how quick the recovery is, how generally good the results are. So it's our job as clinicians and healthcare providers to offer that education.
Okay, that's great. Well, it sounds like, you've built such a successful support group of past patients online. Perhaps if people just joined that, maybe they'd have a different outlook on things.
Absolutely. I think folks would be surprised, and they often are. They tell me that once they've had their surgery and open up about it, how many people in their social circle or work circle, etc., have actually had weight loss surgery. Even though, again, it's only 1% of eligible people who take advantage of it, that is still a lot of people.
Well, we have certainly a great team here. We have a lot of different options available. So as you said, people should feel very comfortable reaching out. We have some great people here to support you. So
make the call, make it today. You won't regret it.
And Dr. Glasgow, how do we folks contact your office?
First off, nobody calls me Dr. Glasgow unless they really, really want to. I'm Adam to everyone, friends, colleagues, patients, family. It's just Adam. You can reach my office, 508-668-4400. That will ring you right to my wonderful administrative staff, who will ask you a few quick questions to qualify you and then happily make you an appointment to see me. My email is adam.glasgow@steward.org, and I am very happy to get emails from folks who have questions or concerns. They do need to remember, email is only for non-urgent matters. If you need me in a hurry, you just give my office a call. Again, it's 508-668-4400. I do look forward to hearing from you.
Excellent. Well, we appreciate your time. A lot of great information that you've shared with us. Thank you so much for being here, and hopefully we'll be able to speak with you again soon.
Thank you, Julie. I look forward to it.
Okay, well, that wraps up the interview portion of today's show. We hope you enjoyed getting to know Dr. Glasgow. We have certainly been very fortunate to have him be part of our team for the last few months. And as we had mentioned earlier in the show, our bariatric weight loss surgery team is now comprised of 3 surgeons. So we have Dr. Nicole Pleque, Dr. Bruce Bodner, and now Dr. Adam Glasgow, as well as a great team of office staff and mid-level providers at our Center for Weight Control, which is actually located right across the street from Morton Hospital in the Liberty Medical Building at 91 Washington Street. Now, Dr. Glasgow gave his office address. As he mentioned, he is seeing patients at his Norwood office, and he gave that phone number before he signed off. But I'll also give you the phone number to our Taunton area Center for Weight Control office, which is, again, right across the street from the hospital, and that number is 508-301-2434. That's 508-301-2434. Also, as we mentioned, Morton Hospital recently got the exciting news that we are now a nationally accredited weight loss center. So congratulations to our entire team. That was a lot of hard work put in. And that accreditation really shows our community that you can feel very comfortable and confident that the highest quality of weight loss surgical care and resources and support options are available right here in our community, right here in Taunton at our Center for Weight Control. So that wraps up the weight loss surgery portion of our show. When we get back after our final break of today's show, I will share a few additional hospital updates, including some upcoming events that we have, as well as an announcement about a new primary care provider who has joined our team, and we are very excited to have her as well. So stay tuned. We have a little bit of time left to go. Stay with us during this short break, and we will be right back with more Morton in the Morning.
We'll be back with more of Morton in the Morning in just a few moments here at WVBF.
When choosing where to go for your health care, quality and safety matters. That's why Morton Hospital is one of the safest choices for you and your loved ones. Morton Hospital was recently awarded an A grade for achieving the highest national standards in patient safety from the Leapfrog Group's Fall 2020 Hospital Safety Grades, recognizing our commitment to protecting our patients from harm and providing safer health care. Learn more at mortonhospital.org.
And now back to Morton in the Morning here at WVBF, Hometown Talk Radio.
All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the final segment of today's Morton in the Morning show. Today we had a great interview and discussion with Dr. Adam Glasgow, who is one of our newest bariatric weight loss surgeons here at Morton Hospital, though he has practiced in the Norwood community for many years now, and we're very fortunate to now have him part of our team of 3 bariatric weight loss surgeons here at Morton Hospital at our nationally accredited weight loss center. So a few updates to share. We have a couple of events coming up. One is related to bariatric weight loss surgery. So we have our monthly weight loss surgery info session and support group. Now that is actually happening this afternoon. It's at 3 o'clock, but it's not too late to sign up. It's a virtual program, so all you have to do is sign up either online, or you can call our Center for Weight Control at 508-301-2434, and they can get your email address and send you the link and time to participate in that program at 3 o'clock today. It's from 3 to 4 p.m. and it typically happens on the last Wednesday of every month. Right now we are doing those programs all virtually, so you do have to sign up in order to get the link to participate online. It's via Zoom. That program, you can learn more about weight loss surgery options, including medical and surgical, and you also gain support throughout your weight loss journey. So if you've already had weight loss surgery, or if you're just trying to maintain weight loss, there is a nutrition topic or a support topic that varies from month to month, and that is meant to give you the support and motivation and tips that you need to help you maintain your weight loss at whatever point in your weight loss journey you are at. So to see the upcoming dates of our weight loss info sessions, you can go to our website, mortonhospital.org, and click on the events and classes page, and that will bring you to our Eventbrite page where you can see all the dates and you can sign up right online. Or again, you can call our Center for Weight Control at 508-301-2434. Another great event that we have coming up, because we had so much success at our recent hiring event, which was an in-person event here at Morton Hospital, we are actually doing another hiring event, but this time it's a virtual hiring event. So we are hosting that through Indeed. There are 2 dates. The event will be Wednesday, July 7th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and Thursday, July 8th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. So the current open positions that will be included in that event are RNs, an admitting clerk, nursing assistants, CT techs, patient safety sitters, environmental services aides, respiratory therapists, and a clinical nursing supervisor. So that event, you do have to sign up in advance, and qualified candidates will be offered either video or phone interviews for the position they are applying for. Now, to get the sign-up link for that event, you can go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Morton Hospital MA. If you follow our Facebook page, and we have been posting about that event, and you can click on one of those posts and get directly linked to the page where you can sign up and select which position you are interested in interviewing for. You can also call our Human Resources Department here at the hospital, 508-828-7044 for additional information or to get that sign-up link as well. So we hope to have a great turnout. We're really excited to continue growing our team as we grow as a hospital for our community and for our patients. So check it out, our virtual job fair on July 7th and July 8th, which is next week, and that is through Indeed. And one final announcement, if you or a member of your family are in need of a new primary care doctor, we are happy to have welcomed Dr. Rachel Tago to our team. She has joined the SMG Primary Care at Northwood's team, which is located right up on Bay Street in Taunton. There is a full team of providers and mid-levels and staff up there in a nice new suite in the Northwoods Medical Center building. So Dr. Tago is board certified by the American Board of Family Medicine. So she does specialize in family medicine, which means that she is accepting new patients of all ages, including children. She earned her medical degree from the St. Matthew's University School of Medicine in the Cayman Islands and completed her residency at the University of Connecticut. Now, Dr. Tago has a special interest in primary care, pediatrics, and women's health. And again, she will see patients of all ages. Her office is SMG Primary Care at Northwood, which is 2005 Bay Street, Suite 201 in Taunton. And she is accepting new appointments now and will begin seeing patients with her first appointments starting July 13th. So if you want to learn more about Dr. Tago or to book an appointment with her or any member of the SMG Primary Care at Northwood's team members, you can call their office, which is 508-822-2266. That's 508-822-2266. Now, many of our Steward Medical Group providers also accept online appointment booking or online appointment requests. So if you were to go to providers.steward.org, you can search our doctors and specialists by area of expertise, whether it's primary care, family medicine, gastroenterology, bariatric surgery. You can also search by location and click on a profile of a provider to request an appointment. So again, we're very happy to have Dr. Tago, who has now joined us in the SMG Northwoods Primary Care team, and she will start seeing patients on July 13th, but is accepting appointments right now. So call today if you or anyone you know needs a new primary care provider. So that wraps up today's show and all of our announcements. Just to recap, Dr. Adam Glasgow has joined us and the Morton team as our newest bariatric weight loss surgeon. He is now accepting new patients and doing surgeries right here at Morton Hospital while seeing patients in the Norwood area. But as he mentioned, he's also happy to see patients wherever he can, wherever is most convenient for you. We have our monthly weight loss surgery info session and support groups. The next one is happening today, this afternoon, but they are the last Wednesday of every month from 3 to 4 p.m. And those are, again, virtual. They are via Zoom, so you do have to sign up in advance to get the link to participate. You can find all the dates on our website, mortonhospital.org, and click on the events and classes page. We are also hosting our virtual job fair through Indeed next week, July 7th and 8th, so you can find the details of that on our Facebook page. And then lastly, as I had mentioned, we welcomed a new primary care doctor, Dr. Rachel Tago, to our SMG Northwoods primary care team. So lots of great updates for you today. We hope you enjoyed today's show and getting to learn a bit more about Dr. Glasgow. Before we leave, just a reminder how you can reach us. Our email address is mortoninthemorning@steward.org. That's MORTON in the morning @STEWARD.org. And we are always happy to hear from our listeners if you have any feedback, suggestions, or follow-up questions from any of our shows or any questions you'd like us to answer online. Now, next week, we will be coming to you again with another encore show, so our past interview that we will re-air due to some vacations that we have coming up. But we look forward to joining you again with some new episodes later in July. But we hope you'll still tune in next week for another encore Morton in the Morning show. Thank you so much for listening today, and have a happy and healthy week. Stay safe in the heat, and we look forward to joining you in the coming weeks. Have a great day. Need a primary care provider? Morton Hospital and Steward Medical Group have recently opened 2 new primary care offices. SMG Primary Care at Paramount, located on Paramount Drive in Rainham off of Route 44, includes Dr. Nawar Najjar, Dr. Brett Stecker, Dr. Raquel Volney, and Dr. Ronald Volney. Specializing in internal and family medicine, they are now accepting new patients. To schedule an appointment, call 508-738-6740. And SMG Primary Care at Northwoods is now open and accepting new patients at Northwoods Medical Center on Bay Street with a full team of primary care doctors and mid-level providers and on-site access to a variety of specialists. To book an appointment, call 508-822-2266.